All right, test taker, here's your cue card. It says, describe an invention that is useful in your daily life, you should say. What this invention is, how you use it every day, how long you've been using it, and explain why you find it so useful. Got 1 minute to prep, then you can talk for up to 2 minutes. Your time starts now.
Whoa, that minute goes fast. Seriously, the IELTS is like a mental sprint. Let's hear what a, kind of typical Band-Aid answer might sound like for this.
Okay, so remember, Band-Aid is good, solid English, right? But maybe there's room to grow, like in vocabulary, grammar, how deep they go with the analysis.
All right, let's have that Band-Aid answer then.
I'd like to talk about the smartphone, which is an invention that I use every day. It's a device that combines a phone, a camera, and a small computer all in one. Smartphones can do many things like making calls, sending messages, browsing the internet, taking photos, and even helping with navigation through GPS. I first started using a smartphone about 5 years ago, and now it's hard to imagine life without it. Smartphones are extremely popular all over the world because they are easy to use and offer so many features. Even children and older people use them for different purposes. This invention is very useful because it helps me stay connected with my family and friends, manage my work, and even entertain myself with apps or games. It has made my daily life much more convenient.
Solid answer, right. Clear, well-organized, hit all the points on the card.
Yeah, definitely gets the basic idea across. But now let's bump it up a notch. What would a Band 9 answer sound like? Aiming for that precision, that sophisticated feel.
Okay, bring on that Band 9 for the same invention.
One of the most impactful inventions in my daily life is the laptop. It's a portable computer that allows me to work, study, and stay entertained wherever I go. A laptop can perform various tasks, such as creating documents, browsing the internet, attending virtual meetings, and even editing videos. I've been using one for several years now, and it has become an essential tool for both my professional and personal life. Laptops are incredibly popular worldwide due to their versatility and portability. They are widely used by students, professionals, and even casual users for entertainment or communication purposes. I find this invention extremely useful because it enables me to work efficiently from anywhere. It has also helped me stay productive during times when working remotely became necessary. The convenience it offers makes it indispensable in today's fast-paced world.
Whoa, I can already hear the difference. The language is richer, and the way they explain how useful the laptop is just like more thoughtful.
Exactly. But let's break it down. Why does that Band 9 answer stand out? You hear words like impactful, versatility. That shows a wider vocabulary. It's more precise.
And it's not just throwing fancy words around, right? They connect the laptop to stuff like remote work, things that are happening now. That shows they get how inventions shape our world.
Boom, right on. That connection to the bigger picture, that's what adds depth, shows a deeper understanding.
So for everyone listening, think about this. What makes that Band 9 answer stick with you more? What makes it, I don't know, more interesting?
It's about the vocabulary for sure, but also connecting it back to, why it matters.
Totally, yeah. Okay, so let's dive into part 3 of the exam now, right? Where the examiner is going to ask those follow-up questions, really get into it.
This is where you got to show you can really have a conversation, think on your feet, test taker, ready for some tougher questions.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's hear those part 3 questions.
First one. Who should support and sponsor inventors, governments, or private companies?
Ooh, that's a good one. Make you think, right? There are good arguments for both sides. What's our test taker going to say? Let's hear that Band-Aid answer first.
I think both governments and private companies should support inventors. Governments can provide funding for research, while companies can help bring inventions to the market.
Hey, addresses both sides, right? Points out the different roles they play in helping inventions happen.
Nice and to the point. But how would a Band 9 answer, take it to that next level?
Both governments and private companies play crucial roles in supporting inventors. Governments can fund research projects that benefit society as a whole, for example, those related to renewable energy or public health, while private companies can invest in innovations that have commercial potential or align with their business goals, like developing new consumer technologies or software applications. Ultimately, a healthy balance of both types of support is essential for fostering innovation.
Ah, that's interesting. Not only do they say what governments and companies do, but they give specific examples, like renewable energy, consumer technologies, stuff like that. Shows they've thought about it more.
And it sounds more like, a real conversation, using those listening words while ultimately it flows better, more
Right.
sophisticated.
That's a big sign of a higher level answer. It's not just about being right. It's about how you express those ideas, make it interesting.
Okay, what's the next question?
Let's flip it a bit. Do all inventions bring benefits to our world?
Now that's a thinker. You got to look at both sides of the coin, right? What's that Band-Aid answer going to sound like?
No, not all inventions are good for the world. Some inventions cause pollution or harm people if they're not used properly.
Good point. Right. It acknowledges that inventions can have downsides, which is important.
It's true, but it feels a bit, I don't know, simple.
Yeah.
Let's hear how our Band 9 test taker expands on that.
Not all inventions benefit the world. Some may have negative consequences, such as environmental damage from industrial processes or ethical concerns related to artificial intelligence. However, it's important to remember that most successful inventions aim to solve problems or improve the quality of life when used responsibly. The key lies in carefully considering potential drawbacks and ensuring that ethical considerations are at the forefront of the innovation process.
Okay, now that's getting deeper. It's not just some inventions are bad. They're talking about responsible innovation, the whole picture.
Right. Specific examples, environmental damage, ethics, shows they're thinking about it, not just giving a surface-level answer. That focus on using inventions responsibly, that's key for Band 9.
It's like they're showing off more than just language, right?
Yeah.
They're showing they can think critically, consider different viewpoints.
Exactly. That's what examiners want to see. Go beyond the simple stuff. Dive into the complexity.
All right, question number 3. What do we have?
Keeping with the theme, are there any other inventions that make the world better? Time to show off some knowledge about impactful inventions.
Curious what they'll choose. Let's start with that Band-Aid answer.
Yes. Inventions like electricity, the internet, and vaccines have made the world much better by improving health, communication, and daily life.
Classic examples, right? Things that have had a huge impact. Clearly gets what the question's asking.
Solid, but can they bump it up a notch for that Band 9?
Certainly. Inventions such as renewable energy technologies, which are helping combat climate change, vaccines that have eradicated deadly diseases, and the internet, which has connected people across the globe and facilitated the sharing of knowledge, have revolutionized how we live. These inventions not only address crucial global challenges, but also enhance our quality of life in countless ways.
See how they don't just list the inventions, but explain why they matter, connecting them to those big global challenges, the positive changes they brought?
And the language is stronger, right? Revolutionized. That adds impact. Plus, the details, like the internet helping share knowledge, paints a clearer picture.
Exactly. Those little things, the language, the details, they show a more sophisticated level of English, a deeper grasp of the topic.
Okay, on to question number 4. This one ought to be interesting.
All right, here we go. What inventions do you think should be improved? This is where a test taker gets to show they can solve problems, get creative.
Yeah, love it. What you got, test taker? Band-Aid answer first.
I think public transport systems like buses or trains should be improved to make them faster and more eco-friendly.
Practical, right. Most people have been stuck on a slow bus, wishing it was better for the planet.
Totally relatable. But let's see that Band 9 perspective. How do they take this further?
Inventions like renewable energy systems should be further improved, to make them more efficient, more affordable, accessible to everyone. Also, electric vehicles, those have huge potential to change transportation, but we need better batteries, better charging, to make them a real alternative to gas cars. And finally, I think healthcare technology, especially diagnostics and telemedicine, those could make quality healthcare more accessible and affordable, especially for people in remote areas or underserved communities globally.
Now that's thinking big. They're hitting those major challenges, climate change, access to healthcare.
It's like they're connecting the dots, right? Not just fixing little annoyances, but using inventions to make the world better, a more sustainable future, more equitable.
Exactly. Band 9's not about quick fixes. It's about that big picture impact.
Love it. Okay, question 5 coming up.
All right, listen to this one. Do you think only scientists can invent new things? Challenging that idea, right? That invention belongs to just one profession.
This is where you got to show that creativity, that problem-solving mindset. All right, test taker, hit us with that Band-Aid answer first.
No, anyone with a good idea can invent something new. Many inventors are not scientists, they're creative people who solve problems.
Straight to the point, right?
Yeah.
Busts that myth that only scientists can be inventors. Good ideas, solving problems, anyone can do that.
Super clear. But for Band 9, can they give it some more I don't know, depth?
Not at all. Of course, scientists do contribute a lot to innovation, with their specialized knowledge, their research skills. But lots of groundbreaking inventions, those come from people with creative ideas, practical solutions, no matter what their background is. Like, take the guy who invented Velcro. He was an engineer, not a scientist. Got the idea from seeing how birds stuck to his dog's fur. It's about observation, being curious, willing to try things out. That's how we get innovation, no matter your job.
Ah, they give us an example, right? Not just saying anyone can be an inventor, they backed it up. That Velcro story, it adds personality, shows the key traits.
Plus, the language is more advanced, right? Specialized knowledge, regardless of their background, willingness to experiment. That strong English really shines through.
It all comes together, right? Strong language and showing they understand the topic deeply.
All right, last question for this, part 3. What have you got?
All right, test taker, tell us. What qualities do inventors have? This is the grand finale. Wrap it all up, show you get what it means to be an innovator. Band 8 first, let's hear it.
Inventors are usually creative and hardworking. They also need patience, because making something new takes time.
Hits the key points. Creativity, hard work, patience. Can't invent something overnight, right?
Good foundation. But I bet our Band 9 test takers got a more well-rounded answer coming up. Let's hear it.
Inventors, they have this unique mix of qualities, Creativity, sure, but also perseverance, curiosity. They got to be good problem solvers, and they need a strong sense of purpose. They're often driven, willing to take risks, think outside the box, and they learn from their mistakes. It's that desire to make things better, and they get that innovation. It's not always a straight line. It takes resilience, being adaptable, and really believing in their ideas.
Mic drop moment. They really nailed that one. Thoughtful, insightful, really captures what drives inventors.
The language is fantastic too, right? Unique mix, highly motivated, driven by a desire. It just, I don't know, draws you in.
And the focus on those qualities, perseverance, risk-taking, learning from those failures, that shows a deep understanding of how innovation really works. It's messy, it's challenging.
Wow, so we've reached the end of our little IELTS simulation. It's been amazing to hear these answers, to really break down the difference between a good response and one that truly wows the examiner.
Totally. And for everyone listening, it's not just about cramming vocab or grammar rules. It's about that deeper level thinking, expressing yourself clearly, confidently, with your own unique voice.
Like we said at the beginning, it's about conquering that feeling, that heart in your throat feeling of, can I do this? The answer is yes, you absolutely can. Keep practicing, keep learning, keep pushing yourself. And remember, the IELTS isn't just about proving your English. It's about sharing your ideas, your perspectives with the world.
So go out there and rock that exam. We believe in you.